So, hi everyone. My name is Vitaly Grebechkin. I'm a co-founder of Retouch4me. Welcome to today's webinar devoted to Retouch4me Apex. So, if you listen me well, just hit the plus button and type in online chat. On the bottom of the webinar window, you see icons. So the first icon, Q&A icon. So there you can just type your questions and I will try to answer them at the end of the webinar. The second icon is the chat, so you can freely introduce yourself. Just write your name, where are you from, how long have you been doing photography, what is your preferred photography style, and maybe are you using Retouch4me plugins by now or not. So before we are waiting for other participants, just let's look at the short video. All right. So lots of countries here. Okay. UK, Vietnam, France, India, Bahamas, California, Germany, lots of cities and locations. So really nice to see you guys all here. So once again, let me introduce myself. My name is Vitaly Grebechkin. I'm a co-founder of Retouch4me, and I used to be a wedding photographer. So I was shooting wedding like for 5 years, and at one point I decided to quit because there are so many images that I have to retouch. So in 2020, we released our first AI retouching plugin, which is called Retouch4me Heal. And by now, we have 17 AI plugins for image retouching, including free plugins. So recently we released Retouch4me Apex, and I would like to introduce this new tool. It is completely based on the user feedback, and I think you will figure out why we released this plugin. So for now, we have a Photoshop panel which works with cloud and plugins on your computer. We have Arams, is AI editor for image retouching, and it also can work with your local plugins, and it can work with the cloud. Retouch4me Apex works only with the cloud. So if you have, for example, subscription, or if you have retouching packs, You can freely download Retouch4me Apex and use your subscription credits or credits in your retouching cloud packs. By the end of this video, I will show you the promo code for 20% discount on uh, cloud retouching packs. So you can just use it and buy the retouching packs for your cloud. Okay. So what is the difference between, for example, our local plugins and Arams? So there are a lot of tools created by this time, and users often ask us uh, about the creation of something really similar, simple, and and they ask us to combine in one interface the tools that can uh, work with the image and work like on the fly without any delay. So we decided to combine 11 tools in the cloud in one interface, and this is Retouch4me Apex. Retouch4me Apex is free, so you can freely download it. And if you are just starting cloud retouching, you can activate in your personal account uh, 20 free cloud retouches. Just go there, download Retouch4me Apex, go to the cloud retouching packs and hit the activate free trial pack. So you will get 20 free cloud retouches and you can try Retouch4me Arams just right now. Okay, let's go to the demonstration. So I would like to show you how you can work with Retouch4me Apex right in Photoshop, or maybe just in like a standalone app, and how you can build in build this application to your Lightroom workflow. Okay, let's start from the Photoshop. So let me turn on screen demonstration. All right, so here is the pretty nice image. Actually, it's a beauty shot, but there are a lot of pimples on the face, a lot of things that you can fix and you have to fix. Despite the great makeup, great lighting, completely flat white background, there are a lot of things that you need to do with this image, and it takes time. So let me just go to the filter, Retouch4me, and run Retouch4me Apex. All right, so here is the interface of Retouch4me Apex. In the top right corner, you see the number of your cloud credits, and no matter how many tools you use per exact image, the only credit will be used for retouching. So here at the very center of the window, you can see Start Retouching button. I just click on it, and my image will be uploaded to the remote server. Then it will be retouched there, and I will get the retouched version on my computer. Why it is convenient? For example, if you are using not so powerful computer, or you're using laptop, for example, you are shooting at the wedding banquet or event, you need to just edit photographs just immediately right where you are, but you have really slow computer. If you have internet connection, so you can just upload your image to the remote server and then just get retouched image. So let me uncheck all the checkbox here, and I will show you how these tools work. So here we have 11 tools, lifting and other tools. So lifting is like a part of FaceMake plugin if you already purchased it. So you're familiar with this tool, and other tools also are presented as license plugins that you can buy. But in this case, using cloud retouching, you just pay only per retouched image. So the first one tool is called lifting. So let's see the difference on the face before and after. So here you can increase femininity or masculinity. And in this case, I will increase femininity like this. Okay, maybe just increase hair volume just a little bit. And here is the before and after. So it works like a liquefied tool, but it is really smart. So before and after. And as you can see, all the tools and all the settings here, since you downloaded the retouched version of your image, they all work on the fly. I just click the checkbox on the heel, for example, and the pimple's gone. Before, after, just clicking. Okay, let me zoom in just to see the difference before and after. What about dodging and burning? It also work on the fly, before, after. So portrait volumes increases visual volume of the image. So just see the difference before and after. If you have a blood vessels in the eyes, you have to do something with this. If you have a really detailed image, you can just hit eye vessels here. So that's all. If you want to pop up the eyes, you can just hit eye brilliance checkbox. All right, just let's increase it like this. So the skin tone here is fine. I don't see any shine on the face, so I don't need to use mattifier here. I don't see the teeth. I don't see the fabric or dirty background. So this is all that I want to do with this image. Let me show you the before and after. Before, after. So what else do you have here? For example, if you need to restore some moles on the body, like for example, these two, you can just go here, just hit erase, click here, 1, 2, and maybe 3. So the thing is about the Retouch4me Apex is that you see the final result. And at this point, you can set all the settings that you need to for desired image. So here is the before and after. Once again, I click apply button, and that's all. Actually, in Photoshop, you don't see any layers with retouching. You see only the original layer, and it is changed now, but if you need to, you can just copy the original layer and make new layer and apply your adjustments to it. I go to the history, and here is the before. So let me zoom in, maybe like this. And here is the after. Before, after. Isn't it awesome? Sometimes people ask about retouching credits. And for example, if you don't like this edit here and you want to fix something after you hit the retouch button, and you have the original image untouched, for example, this one, here is the original version, you can go to the filter, Retouch4me, and run Retouch4me Apex. And see The name of the button, it is called Restore Last Retouch, and I have 118 credits. I just hit this button, Restore Previous Retouched. Okay. And I get the retouched image, and the number of the credits didn't change. So for example, if I need to just decrease lifting here, maybe like this, or maybe I need to increase portrait volumes of this image and smooth out the skin all over the face, for example, or maybe I hit the skin tone button, for example, and click apply. And the number of my cloud credits didn't change. I click apply. So sometimes people ask us if we use your uploaded images to to teaching our neural networks. No, we don't use it until you hit not happy button in the app, and you can upload the image that you want to include to our raw banks for teaching our neural networks. So here is the before and after. Before and after. All right, let's go to other image. Filter menu, Retouch4me Apex. So I just click start retouching here, and the image will be uploading to the remote server. Processing there, and you will get retouched version. So while it is processing, I will check questions and answers. Can it create new layers in Photoshop like the other software you have? So as for the new layers, you have to create new layer like manually before, and you will not have the layers with retouching as I mentioned before. So you will get just retouched version without any layers. So it is really convenient if you have a lot of files, for example, like wedding, for example, and you don't need the layers. You can just need the results. Okay, do you have planned to release apps similar to Apex Arams for iPad? So maybe someday in the future, but uh, not in the plans for this summer actually. Will be applying for Affinity Photo 2. So not for now. It is so Apex can work now in Photoshop or as a standalone app, and also you can use it as editor for Lightroom, for example. Okay, can you apply masking to selective parts of the image? I don't. Once again, can you apply? Just give me a second. If you edit the same image twice, maybe with different settings, do you get charged twice 2 credits or 1 credit? So if you upload it to this server, the same image without any pixels change, you will not charge it twice. But if you want to apply the Retouch4me Apex twice for the image. For example, first time you edit the image and then you uploaded the edited version to the Apex, yes, you will get charged with another credit because the image changed. can you apply masking to selective parts of the image? I don't like what lifting did to the lips. As for the masking, you can just decrease the opacity or decrease the effect of the lifting here. So you can just decrease, for example, femininity slider, lifting slider, or increase smoothing here. I will show you on the next image. So how large is the file and what format? So I have pretty large files here. The format you can upload here TIFFs, JPEGs, and PNGs. Okay, let's check this image. So here is the version after already. Let's check it before. Here is the before version. Before and after. Okay. Maybe I can just decrease the sliders here, increase smoothing, before and after, and I think that's all. Yeah, also check the close and hand here. I click apply, and I get retouched version right in Photoshop. So here is the before and after. And for example, if you miss something, for example, this mole on the cheek, you can just use your original file, open Retouch4me Apex, via storage your cache images for 1 day, then we delete it. So within 1 day, you can upload the same image to the cloud and just restore whatever you want. Okay, let's go to the next image. Here we have fabric. Actually, this image was shot for the stock, and sometimes you just don't have the time to iron your clothes, and you have to do something with this after shoot. So when you get home, you see this, and sometimes you get really upset with this. But there is a way to fix this thing in Retouch4me Apex. So we have a fabric plugin here, and I will show you how it works. So what is the best way to correct the area of the skin that is too bright and does not match the rest of the skin? So if this area is really bright and you overexposed the skin and there are no details here, you have to somehow recreate it. But in most cases, you can just use mattifier plugin. Do you support Capture One? You can use our plugins as editors for Capture One and Lightroom. Just hit Edit In button and open the app. Okay. So here, for example, I will increase masculinity like this. And let me hit the fabric button here. What a huge difference, right? Before and after. Maybe just a slightly decrease the effect of the fabric tool. And if you check the background here, Uh, there are some spots from, it is actually dust on the camera sensor here. It's small spot. But if you have a lot of such images in a row, like hundreds, you will spend a lot of time just clicking on the same spot every time. It is really annoying, so it is better to use clean backdrop. I just hit the clean backdrop um, checkbox here, and this spot disappear. All right, here is the before and after. Okay, just click apply, and here is the final image before and after. Isn't it awesome? So I will zoom in the face just in case. Yeah, sometimes it misses some little small spots, and it is really easy to restore using healing brush, just a little bit here and maybe here on the forehead. But look at the whole amount of the work here. For example, here you will spend hours doing this. And if you have like 50 images like this, oh man, this is how I quit photography. All right, let's go to the other portrait. Once again, filter, Retouch4me Apex. Click Start Retouching. While it is uploading, I will check questions and answers. Will you make a plugin to work directly with Capture One? I don't know if any plugins work directly with Capture One. So you can just click Edit In and use Retouch4me Apex. For example, yeah, I will show you how it works in Lightroom just a little bit later. Any advantages of using plugin in Photoshop with Lightroom? So in Photoshop, you can create separate layer, and if you need to change something, you can just use the brush or mask the areas that you need to fix, for example. So Photoshop, it is a really convenient tool if you want to dig into retouching your images. But as for the Lightroom, you can just get the final result there, and just like that's all. I will show you how it works. It would be great if you could paint in the mask of the plugins manually too. Yeah, there are a lot of tools here, and if you need to, for example, restore moles, yeah, you can use Eraser, for example, but as for other plugins, we don't have a mask here. So if you need to correct something in an image, a week or two, isn't it new credit? Yeah, I think it will be new credit because uh, the time is gone. So we delete the cache of your image on the server. Do you have achieved plans to work with stray hairs? Yeah, we are working with this plugin right now. All right. So let me show you the before version and after. So here with the lifting, yeah, let's increase masculinity, smooth a little bit, skin tones or fabric, clean backdrop, I don't need it. So here is the final result, before and after. I think the second common question about Retouch4me Apex is about batch processing. All right, if you're working with Photoshop and would like to use Retouch4me Apex in Photoshop, you can batch process your files using actions. So you can run Retouch4me Apex and record it to the action. Then you can call the action for the desired folder like you do in Photoshop with other actions and apply Retouch4me Apex to your images with specific settings. If you don't use in Photoshop, for example, and you need to batch processing, you can use Retouch4me Apex as a standalone app, and I will show you how it works. Okay, let me run it first, and I will share the Retouch4me Apex interface. All right, so here is the interface of the standalone app Retouch4me Apex. I just click here, browse images, and pam pam pam. Let's go somewhere. Let's choose, for example, those 3 images. I click open here, and you see here on the bottom all 3 images. So I can just retouch the first one. Click start retouching. Or actually, you can set the desired settings for the whole batch of your images here before starting retouching. Also, we have a presets here, and if you want to store your settings for the specific images, you can create your own presets and apply them to your images. Okay, so here, maybe I just decrease mattifier, portrait volumes. I will use it here, skin tone, it's okay. Tick mattifier checkbox. And I think that's all. Yeah, before and after. And then I just click start at the right bottom of the window. Okay, just click start. And I will need to, for example, on my desktop, create new folder. It's called done. And that's all. So the the program will be uploading the images one by one to the cloud, processing the images there, and then saving the final results on the computer. So this is how it works. Okay, let me just open Photoshop and upload the images there to show you. Original ones and the edited ones from the desktop. Okay, still waiting for the last image. So if you have a lot of images, you can just move them to the Retouch4me Apex interface or open the folder with them, choose the settings that you want to apply to the whole bunch of photos and click start. So the processing is complete. And in Photoshop, I will open retouched images. Okay, let me share the screen with Photoshop. And here it is. So this is the retouched version. And here is the before. Okay, I just copy the file and put it above the original one. It will be more convenient. So before and after. Isn't it awesome? So this is the other image. So I will just close this one. Okay. Copy and put on the original. So before and after. And the last one. I will copy it and paste over the original image. So here's the before version and after. So this is how it works in terms of batch processing. Okay, I think it is time to go to Lightroom because a lot of people using Lightroom for develop your raw files for image editing. And let me share the Lightroom screen. All right, here is the photo shoot that I have here and the images that I would like to retouch. One quick note before you run the Apex from Retouch4me Lightroom, make sure that the plugin is closed. So I will close the plugin Retouch4me Apex like a standalone app. Then go to Lightroom. Maybe we can edit this image. So I just click here, edit in, Retouch4me Apex, choose JPEG, click edit. Click start retouching and wait. So while it is processing, I will check questions and answers section. So I already answered everything here. Ah, okay, I just got the message that you see the Lightroom and you don't see the plugin window. Okay, sorry for that, guys. Let me share the whole screen. It's supposed to be here. So here is the before and after. Click save. Here I need to overwrite my original file. Okay, and now I just can close Apex. And here is my retouched version of my file in the Lightroom. Before and after. Before. Just let me zoom in, maybe closer, like this. Before and after. So this is how it works in Lightroom. Okay, if you have any questions, you can just go to questions and answers section and I will answer your questions. So as for Retouch4me Apex, you can just go to the website, to your personal account, download Retouch4me Apex, then activate trial retouching pack for the cloud retouching with 20 free retouches, and you can use and try on your own images and see what happens. So I think that's all that I wanted to show you guys at the end. As I mentioned before, I would like to show you the promo code. Let me know if you see it. So here is the promo code Apex Webinar 20 for 20% discount on cloud retouching packs. So you can just use your mobile phone and just go through this QR on the screen, or you can just type Apex Webinar 20 on the promo code pages. Yeah, I still have some time, so if you need to show you something, just go to questions and answers section. I will check it and show you. So when you choose, Greg is asking, when you choose make a second edit, does Apex present the image with the settings from the first edit? Yes. So you just hit the restore previous retouch button and you will get the previous retouched version in the Apex. That's Kathy. Great question, actually. What if the image has more than one person? So, as for other plugins and tools in Retouch4me Apex, they work no matter how many people in the frame. But as for the lifting tool, in the lifting tool, you can apply the same settings for the lifting to the whole group of people. And for example, uh, if you have only women on the group photos, so you can apply a lifting by them. But if you have for example, couple with the bride and the groom, you can choose the only face that you can apply lifting. So you can apply lifting to the bride face, or you can just do not apply lifting tool for your images. So in that case, we are working on the tool, and we will improve it, improve lifting settings, so you can choose the desired settings for each person's, but it will be in the future. So as now, you can just apply the lifting to the whole group of people, or to the single person in the image, or just turn it off. But other plugins works perfectly with any people in the frame. And no matter if you need to retouch the face or the whole body, for example, they all work fine. Okay, Dean. Dean is asking, I work with a lot of older women. Their lines tend to be deep. I love Apex, stray hairs, and deep lines are my challenge. Yeah, yes, it is. But for example, I showed you the old man portrait here, and it works really nice with the deep lines and bags under the eyes. And if I just zoom in, so you can see the texture on before and after images, like this, before and after. And maybe at the end, let's try something like more challenging here. This image, go to the filter, Retouch4me Apex. I will hit start retouching button. Actually, for the whole webinar, I spent less than 20 credits. So you can just activate your trial cloud retouching packs, download Retouch4me Apex, Or for example, if you have already a cloud subscription, your credits will be appeared here, like in the Retouch4me Apex window. Mhm. So can you make the standalone and cloud-based easy to link to any versions of Photoshop? Okay. So not so, it is not easy um, to work with any versions of Photoshop, because in some older versions there are different engines, and it is hard to make the same product that works the same for different versions. About the subscription, is it possible to reduce the cost, especially for Nigeria? The price is crazy and I can option. So sometimes we have sales, and you can use your 20% discount to get cloud retouching packs. So the main advantage of cloud retouching packs is that they last like forever, wherever you want to use them. So you can just buy them and just use whatever you need to retouch the image. Okay, so here is the image. And for this image, I think you can just click white teeth, fabric, and clean backdrop. I think only mattifier here doesn't work because there are no bright areas on the face, but all other plugins work on this image. So let me just uncheck the whole checkboxes, zoom in. Let's start with the lifting before and after, then heal. Just check these small pimples and acne on the forehead, then dodge and burn. Maybe just decrease it a little bit. Portrait volumes. We have eye vessels here, like a small blood vessels in the eyes, and they are eliminated. Eye brilliance, skin tone, white teeth. Just pay attention to the teeth before and after. Fabric and the clean backdrop. Wow. Before and after. So how much time would you spend on such image? I would spend like, I don't know, 1 hour or something. But now you get like the result just in just one click. Let's see. Here is the before and after. Before and after. I'm talking about 2018 upwards. Okay, so I think, yeah. So Retouch4me panel and some tools doesn't work in the older versions of Photoshop, and 2018s maybe not supported on them, but Retouch4me plugins should work. So if you're using uh, license, so you can just install them and apply to images right in Photoshop. So is there an estimated time for the stray hair tool? So I think maybe at the end of this year we will release this plugin, or maybe not. So it depends on neural networks. So we are teaching them. So it takes time. Sometimes it works faster, sometimes slower. So it takes time. But we are working on this plugin, yes. And once more, I will show you the promo code on 20% discount. So the discount is valid until uh, June 20. So I think this is all for this webinar. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope that we will meet again in the future. So be subscribed and check your emails. We will send you more invitations for the um, different online events in the future. So thank you guys very much. That's all for today. Goodbye.